Hey, good morning. We were gifted a 1920s to 30s Kenmore Wringer washing machine, and it worked for a little bit and then it stopped. So I replaced the electrical cord from where it was just damaged. Yeah, I know, don't look at this. It wasn't professionally done, not yet. And then we had other issues where the motor, I thought it was the motor, would just stop. So eventually I got to the point where I'm going to figure out what exactly is going on with this and why will it agitate sometimes and sometimes not agitate. And what I found was there is a threaded piece to this outer shaft here, and it was not in the correct position, so it would tighten up. Okay, so when it was agitating, it would unthread and thread, unthread and thread, and this is not the rotation point. It should be up here at the tip. Right here. This is what goes back and forth, not this entire shaft. So what I found is that up in here, it looks like this shaft is binding and is not loose. So I'm going to have to get a hammer on that and free it up. So how these machines work, the agitator has a gear here that meshes with this piece right in here, and this just goes back and forth. And you can see it's very easy to spin, and the agitator would start to spin one way, and you can guess when you speed that up, it's pretty quick. Okay, so right here it's going to come around the other way. And now you're agitating the opposite direction. So this gear right here leads up to the wringer portion of the washing machine, and this gear connects to this gear down in here. So you can rotate the wringer washer one way or the other by choice. And there is a clutch on the wringer itself that you just turn, and that will move the direction of the wringer rolls. So I took the upper part of the transmission apart. Here's the agitator shaft. We found a little access hole. I can get some better lubrication in there to release the shaft and get this spinning again. Right now these two pieces act as one piece, and that is not right. This needs to separate on its own from the outer shaft. Okay, as you can see, the upper part of the transmission is now in my vise along with my other junk on the workbench. And like we said, this inner shaft is connected to the outer shaft. I've secured the inner shaft to the vise, and now I'll try to separate the two shafts by giving a little force. Okay. And there we go. You can see these two parts are moving separate of each other. Okay, so with a little sweat and effort and WD-40, we got this so that the inner shaft is now separated from the outer shaft, and it moves very easily by hand. Okay, and if you look at the gears down here, the teeth, there's not much wear, so this machine is probably very close to 100 years old. And it looks like brand new there. I know it's dirty, but come up over here, and if you can get a nice look of, this is the worm gear, and all the teeth in here are also looking very good for the age of it. I think this machine was maybe used very lately, but it's a workhorse. Well, this thing's going back together now. I cut myself a new seal here out of an old welcome mat, and that should seal up the lower portion of the tub, and I expect to have no more leakage. Okay, well, it's wash day. Looks like we got everything together. The Wringer top is back on it. What this was not doing before is moving freely like this. It was all seized up. The inner shaft was all just bound to the outer, and it wasn't working. So let's see if it agitates now. The motor will start, and then we put it into gear. Okay, the motor starts. This lever drops it into gear, and we start agitating. And now what happened here is we have no leaks because the dynamic seal became a static seal, and it's not rubbing against the metal tub anymore. It's staying right where it should be. Okay, so the clothes and towels in here have been agitating for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to release that. The motor is still running. I can take one of the towels. This is what I like to do. Just fold it up a bit like that. And I turn on the Wringer portion of this. So if you go the other way, the rollers come in or out. And what I do, I fold up a towel and I piece a corner through first. And you see all the water dripping out.